A question from loyal listener Tyler, who commented on one of our social media posts throughout the week. I think this was uh, in reply to one of
Which
our.
Tyler is this? We have a lot of Tylers.
This is a Ohio State fan, Tyler Jim.
Okay. I like him already.
So
He says with
he
a grain of salt.
yeah, he asks, and I quote: "Does an expanded playoff ruin the importance of a non-conference game like Ohio State Notre Dame? Last year, or even this year, the loser of that game would have had to run the table to get in. Now you can lose that game and not think twice about it when you're a program like that."
Uh, I read that comment, and I'm gonna give you an answer that probably is not well liked. I think it can impact it in ways we don't comprehend yet. So, let's say Ohio State had beat or had lost to Notre Dame, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then they lose to Michigan. Then it's not good. But the question is, what if they run the table after that?
Right.
So let's say they went out, they beat Michigan, and let's say it's not a decisive victory, but that's Michigan's only loss, right? Now it comes to seeding. Where does Ohio State land? Who do they play first? Like, if they end up being, what are we saying? An expanded playoff was it 12? Is what we expanded it to? Let's say they get Tennessee that's healthy or a Bama that's healthy. I don't, that could have big impact. Whereas had they gone undefeated, they're sitting at they're getting a lower seed.
Right.
So yes, it's still important. I think every game's important in this situation. I don't think it holds the value of be all end all that you're looking for, but I think every game's still important.
Yeah, I think it ruins the importance of scheduling tough non-conference games whenever the emphasis is going to be on winning your conference, because that's your automatic in. You don't have to worry about the seeding after that.
I still think Notre Dame's a deal breaker. I still think you're going to have that subjective bullshit when it comes to the committee and seeding. A strong Notre Dame can upend anybody
I'm saying, why do you even schedule that game though?
because you're going to have to. You're going to have to put Notre Dame on. Otherwise, I don't believe the NCAA or the playoff committee or anybody else that may have their influence is going to let Notre Dame go on an island.
When I
Not
think too,
yet.
you want to schedule those games because let's say you slip up and you lose a game you're not supposed to lose, and then you're like, oh well, who do they beat? Well, they played Idaho, Hawaii, Fresno State. I mean, no distant any of those teams, but I mean, it obviously looks a hell of a lot better to have a Notre Dame loss schedule than to slip up and lose to a smaller opponent.
And if we're being quite to Nate's point, the SEC, they can go on their island and play with each other. And they, yes, I even said that, yes, but they could sit there and they can play inside a conference, and strength of schedule looks better than any other conference, right?
Mm-hmm.
Big Ten, High State, Penn State, Michigan. Then just don't screw up, right? So you need to take a Notre Dame. The other conferences, no knock to the Big 12. I'm not trying to start a turf war already. It's still the summer. But the Big 12 probably needs a strong Notre Dame in some situations, especially once Oklahoma and Texas leaves.
No, they got Colorado, Jim. They're good.
Yeah, I think that we're not at the moment yet where the conferences can stay on their own islands. So you need to schedule Notre Dame. I hope that helps.
Any other thoughts, Alex? How do you feel about this?
No, I just agree with Jim. I hope we don't lose that
banner moment.
I know. Did you want to mark that on the calendar?
Yeah, right.
No, I think that I kind of hope we never lose the 2 out of conference games because I think it's fun. I think it gives you that opportunity for even I don't know.
I think you're gonna
a WVU Pitt game, and they're not in the same conference. You get that opportunity to schedule that if you want. If not, you have no hope that ever happens again, and you're playing the same teams every year. I don't know. I just think like it's fun to be able to have that. Like, oh, you never know. Like we could schedule someone cool, even if they'd won. Like,
Yes, I agree. I think that's a great hope and premise. But I think once we get to this next ACC point, I think your hopes start to dwindle.
that's just my hopes.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think it's a great point. I just don't see it lasting. We will see the demise of the out of conference schedule in our lifetime. Sure as shit in my kid's lifetime.